Hello, it's Classic here, and I'm here to bring you a video. This is going to be on, how to manage people invading you early on in the game, and how to actually navigate those tough situations where you can't really just like full clear every time. In this game, I'm up against an Italy.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
My thinking is going to be like, I don't want to path top lane because it's a Nasus. He's not gonna have
30
prio.
seconds until
He's
minions
against
spawn.
Quinn. It's going to be a very hard matchup for him. He's going to have to be weak-sided, which is okay. So I'm here topside with my team, watching for any invades. No one's watching the top entrance here. And unluckily, what happens is we actually get pushed out of our jungle.
Minions have spawned.
My first idea is actually to ward my blue in case Nidalee decides to sneak over into my blue side and try to steal it while I'm doing my top side. And I spot her here. There's a ward right here. I'm pinging for help, but no one's really responding. And you're gonna find this a lot. Lately, I find like first and second clear of your jungle camps is gonna determine what happens to you in the game. And here I get chunked out. I'm like, a lot of people right here would not know what to do and be really worried, right? They don't know what to do. Like, oh, do I go to my top side? No. When you're playing in the jungle now, you need to make sure you're constantly assessing the situation and making an adaptation to what's going on. So I come over here, I take E level 1 and actually start her Raptors. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually just start E level 1 on Vi and take Raptors if you want to clear your red side quadrant and go for like the same sided gank and then reset and then go to the other side of the map. But here I use this as an opportunity to actually not lose any tempo and not actually lose any camps, as we see Nidalee up here in the top side showing on the minion wave. Side note, if you want to avoid this, you can actually look. What she should have done is, if you go back and we look at her perspective, she can actually see that when the minion wave is going to come on her side of the map. So if you don't want to get spotted here, you need to make sure that you time when you're going to come over here so that the minions are not going to spot you. And me seeing her here actually confirms like, hey, I'm completely safe but for going for this play. Now, it was a risk at first because the bot lane was missing and they could have rotated over and they could have had this warded, but they did not. And then Nidalee showing on this minion wave, she could have avoided this. Her showing actually made it so that it was safe for me to go for this play and go and invade her bot side instead of, just go for my blue side. And then I only have 3 camps, whereas she gets all 3 quadrants. You never want to fall behind in that manner. She's splitting the map, and I have to respect that. The nice thing is here, I'm actually behind the enemy bot lane and they're pushing in. My team is doing a good job of staying healthy. And Draven here actually blew his flash a little bit earlier. So this is going to make a prime time gank for me. So here I'm waiting for the minions to pass so I don't get spotted and to show up at the optimal time. Now, Brand gets chunked out and dies here, but it's okay. Here, I do not start with my Q, right? The reason why I don't start with my Q is he can E me. I know he's only level 2. But if he did, you never want to start with your Q because it can actually get interrupted. It's really nice that Poppy is really low here, so Aphelios can chase her down and I can just apply my slow auto attacks with the red buff. And right here, I don't need to use Q until I know for a fact that a Q auto E is going to be lethal. So I Q auto E point blank and do it really quick. Helios fast flashes. He didn't need a flash. And here, now we have a decision to make. Now we can choose to actually go and clear camps, but I want to clear my crab. I want to clear this crab and make sure that I get all of the potential farm I can possibly get. Get this crab. And then we clear our bot side quadrant right here. No, my bot lane dies here. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay that they die. As long as we're making sure that we are impactful in the game, that is your main concern. You need to be thinking about, oh, what can I do to make sure that I'm always doing something productive on the map. Here, we're going to have enough money to buy. We got that 1 kill. We got all these camps. We got 7 camps in total. We got Warhammer with boots. Perfect. Now, I know for a fact that my Krugs are spawning, right? Because Nidalee did my Krugs second. So at this timer, it has to be here. It's going to be very unlikely for her to actually reset and come back to the top side over here. So look at that. I get my tier 2 Krugs, and now I'm not behind at all. Now the game has actually stabilized for us, and we can just path down and play for our bot side like we intended to in the first place. Now they're getting engaged on again. So instead of pathing bot lane, I see this Quinn right here. Super low. Very, very low. I'm like, okay, we can actually dive this Quinn. He just needs to shove in the wave. But he decides to E her, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I know this is super free, but this is pretty funny. He just ends up killing her. So I take her top side now. Take her top side. And here, straight into Grubs. She's on the bot side of the map, I'm on the top side. We're pretty much playing on the opposite sides of the map. This season's been very difficult. Like, there's a lot of changes that has come to the game. Like the Otacon, the different timings. So, okay. Before I say anything else. I made sure that she didn't get the scrub at all here. And also, I'm not going to panic flash her way right away when I take this fight, right? I'm going to do the most I can before I actually leave. So look, auto attack, right? Every time you auto attack as Vi, you're actually getting closer to having more HP, because you put your, whenever you proc your W, you actually reduce your cooldown of your blast shield by 4 seconds. I know it says 3 seconds here, but it's actually 4 seconds that happens. Right. Boom. See? Look, my passive shield is almost up now. So I'm going to survive a little bit longer. Even if the Zoe is here faster than my Syndra, I know if I can get my shield off and then Q over, I can bait her into my Syndra who's level 6. And this is going to be an easy kill for us. So watch this. I get my shield off, right? This is so unexpected for the enemy. People always fall for this. Whenever you're in early skirmishes with Vi, always try to pay attention to your blast shield, because it's going to save you in these fights. Your blast shield is what's going to swing a lot of the fights in the early game, especially if you're running Conqueror. Now, this is very important if you're running Conqueror, because when you take prolonged fights, what's going to happen is you're actually going to have more attack damage, and you're going to have more damage. You can actually win the fight that way when you stack your Conqueror up. So now this is the moment I flash to avoid the Zoe Q. Make sure, like, when you're using your abilities and when you're using your flash, you're doing it for a specific reason. Now I'm avoiding lethal the best I can here. I flash, and she flashes after me because she has the mark. Now this is a terrible mistake. My Q's back up, and now Syndra's here. I can Q, and she's dead now. Now here. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm actually looking to go back in there because I wanted to get that last scrub and potentially get this plant over here, but I can't do that. So I'm always looking for more. However, I can't find any more, so I'm gonna go back to clearing my camps. Straight back into clearing. I'm level 6 now. And because Nidalee's been like running around the map often, she is still level 4. Now here I'm thinking if I reset I can go for the dragon, but Nidalee is already showing bot lane. So rather than just reset to go back to the dragon and spend 30 seconds, I'm just going to clear my camps. If she does not get a kill here, I'm exceeding my lead by getting a tempo advantage. Now, all Nidalee had to do, all she really needed to do was reset and actually just go for dragon. She has prio on the bot lane, and their bot lane is really low, and she just saw me topside, and she's gonna have a tempo advantage on the dragon. She could have actually just done dragon here. That's why I was attempting to recall, but as soon as I saw her, I'm like, oh, she's already there. There's no point, so I'm just gonna start clearing. I'm not gonna go for my Krugs because that's gonna take too long. I need to go to the other side of the map right now. I see that they're really low and they're overstaying, right, the bot lane. Now this is a very unfortunate fight here. I could have gotten 2 kills if I landed my Q on the Poppy. I waited last second to land my Q auto E, and then I ulted when I got CC'd to continue following her. Yeah. If I landed the Kiwi on the Zoe, I actually would have got 2 kills there. However, it's still decent. It's not terrible. It's gonna actually offset the Draven and the Poppy, and they're not gonna be in the lane at the same time. Oh no, I'm incorrect. She actually is back on the map just because the respawn timers are so low. But we do have vision on this, or we know that the Nidalee is doing this for a fact. And we can contest this. She's level 5. I'm level 6. We're coming here. My bot lane is already there. And I can secure this dragon now. Dragon is secured. Now we just need to get away. Now here, what am I going to do? I'm going to start clearing my camps again. I'm going to keep getting stronger and extending my lead. I got the dragon and I got the grubs. Now I'm in a perfect position to actually win the game. Right now in the game, it's very important that you're making plays towards some sort of goal. So you're either going to try to play for grubs, or you're going to try to play for dragon. Now, I wanted to play for my bot lane. Wanted to, because, you know, it's going to be hard to play for my Gnosis, but eventually that just didn't work. It didn't work out. You have to change what you're going to do on the fly. This is like the most important skill right now in the jungle. You have to be able to be adaptive and change exactly what you're going to do. Otherwise, if you stick to just one linear idea in your head, you're going to fall behind, and then that idea is no longer going to be the optimal play anymore. Now, this Poppy is chasing me in my jungle. Am I gonna stay here? No. I don't know where Nidalee is. I don't want to die. I'm gonna wait for my team first, and then I'm gonna go back in. So now my Philios is here. She's actually just straight up taking the camp, which is absolutely fine, but she's gonna get punished for this now, for this overstaying. I Q in to get vision so you can auto attack, and she makes it out. Good for her. She gets 1 of my camps, and now look at this. She overstays and ends up dying for this, and she even uses her ultimate here, which is really bad. So I come up. I didn't quite get in range to Q her, so I have to use my R. But now Draven's gonna be alone in the lane. And now I can go back to farming my camps. Draven tries to fight 1v2, and they end up killing him. Not smart on his end. Probably should have just he probably just should have played safe and let himself farm like safely without trying to do anything crazy, because his Poppy inted and died. Now here I could do Gromp, but I see the timer of the Void Grubs, and there's no way I have time to do Gromp. So instead I decide to reset and come back on the map. I also had a bar, I believe. Yeah, I got my Sundered Sky. So now I'm really strong. I'm going to come back on the map with an item. I'm going to be here for a fight. And because the way Nidalee played this earlier, she's not really as strong as us. She can't really fight us right now. However, I do not want to go for these grubs. I can't go for these grubs because, one, I don't have mid lane prio, and 2, I don't have top lane prio. Going for forcing plays is by far the biggest quicksand of League of Legends. Like, if you try to force a play that is not even 100% going to work, there's never a point. You should not do it. Just do not do it. Do not force plays, because forcing plays only ends up going bad. Especially playing a champion like Vi, where if I go in, I have to commit to whatever play I make. So it can be very frustrating when you try to go in for a play that's like a 50% chance play, and it ends up not working, because once you're in that play, you can't get out. You can't escape. You're probably going to die. So you have to go and spend your tempo elsewhere. So what am I going to do? I'm actually going to go to the bot side of the map and invade her bot side. I make sure I'm not walking over vision. I get spotted here by the Zoe. I don't know, Zoe was randomly walking this direction. You know what? I might have been spotted on a ward. This ward right here spotted me. This ward. Now, is my sweeper up? It was. It was up. I should not be. This is a mistake. One thing I could do to actually avoid this is actually come through here and then Q through this wall. And then drop this pink ward in here, and I only get spotted by this potentially, and then I can walk through here with my sweeper and I would not get spotted. However, I'm super strong. I land my Q on her, Q auto. They're rotating over. I'm being very greedy. I start the Raptors, but I turn onto the Draven. I know my brand is right behind me, so we can land this together. I flash out. They jump in. I hold Q, and he jumps over the wall, and I Q back onto him because he's really low. He was very greedy for that. Now, I was holding Q, trying to decide whether I need to leave or go back in and Q onto whoever's chasing me. And it ended up that I get another free kill. Now, here's the thing with Sundered Sky. Whenever I auto-attack someone and I'm low, like, I'm going to get a lot of HP back. So I'm actually safe to just walk up, E. Look how much HP I got. It's amazing. This item is actually really strong. It really helps you win skirmishes. I'm liking it, and I'm getting used to the playstyle of using it and actually going W max. And now Nidalee is inting and she dies. And that is all because I'm using my tempo to go for a play rather than go for a play that I know is not, could work, could not work. I mean, I'm stronger. It's definitely a good thing to go for. But look, I didn't have mid lane prio. I didn't have top lane prio. So instead, I just cleared my camps, went to her camps. I did get spotted on the ward, but I'm so strong anyway. My bot lane came over and helped me. They saw me there. I queued onto the Zeri, or the Zoe. I got chased down, and we ended up killing 3 people. And now, I get to take her bot side too. Unfortunately, Poppy comes and tries to stop me. However, Brand is our good support because he's in the jungle here with me, and we can actually fight her. So I E, lots of HP back. My bad. I actually missed this Q. One way to actually avoid missing Qs like this against the wall, you don't actually want to Q towards walls. You want to step over to the wall and then Q alongside the wall, because whenever you Q towards an obstacle like that, you're actually going to slow down the trajectory of your Q, and it's going to be harder to land it. She slows me through Q, and I'm being greedy here. I'm just trying to see if I can potentially take this camp, but I do know, I instinctively know the whole enemy team is running out of base towards me. So I'm not just going to stand here and use my cooldowns on this camp. I'm actually going to pull the camp as far as I can and see if I could potentially take it. I'm going to take it, Q back in. I'm here on the edge. I see people coming, and then I just leave. You don't want to overstay your welcome. There's a flower here. And bot lane. Looks like they're going to push in. And here, game is stabilized again. We know where the Nidalee is. I'm going to be pathing towards my top side now. The next objective, there's no real objective up. And my ulti is on cooldown. There's nothing really to do on the map at the moment. But I see them diving my Aphelios, and I'm reacting to this because I see my Syndra moving, right? Q forward to try to help cut them off. Q's coming back up in 3 seconds. She E's onto me. I can Q out of E, kill her, and then Syndra picks up the kill on the Draven. And it's as easy as that. And this game is pretty much over now because of these small subtle moves that you can do to actually stabilize games that could otherwise be very difficult to play out and to path towards. It's very self-explanatory at this point on as to what to do now. I'll play out a little bit longer. So I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do.
Turret plating will fall soon.
So I could stay here and take this dragon, right? But in my head, I'm thinking, hey, I do not want this Nidalee to get back in the game at all. All of my top side camps are up. That is the one thing that she could do. She could take these 3 top camps and actually get back in the game by taking these camps. So I don't want her to do that. So instead of taking the dragon, when I know for a fact we can take it later, I'm going to go and defend my camps. Now, you want to make sure that you keep this in mind. Like, if there's an objective and you can get it, that's good. That's good. But always think, is there a better play I can make? Is there something that I can do that's even better than this? And is it pretty much guaranteed? Now, if Nidalee was a good jungler, she would think, hey, this guy's going to take dragon. There's nothing I can do to contest this. What else can I do? All of my camps are down. Oh, let's invade Vi's topside. That's going to be her best option. Now, me thinking about this, oh, what can Nidalee do in this situation to actually come back into the game? I'm not going to let her do that. Shutting out the jungler should be your main priority as a jungler. If you can't do that, then you should be thinking about the objectives. If you can't think about objectives, then you should be playing for your win condition on your team. So here I cross through mid. Look at this. The pressure of my Q just forces this guy to flash. I miss the Q because she's super fast, but it doesn't even matter. Me just holding Q here and having my ultimate, if I landed this, I probably could have killed it because Aphelios is here. But I don't need to do that. Another thing. Resource management. Do not blow all of your abilities on this guy. Killing this guy does not accomplish anything. I want to save my ult for a priority target that's going to earn me a lot of income. I want to push my lead as far as I can. See, I'm pinging my Aphelios. Hey, where is this Nidalee? Is he taking my camps right now? See my Raptors? Is he on my red? On my Krugs? No, he hasn't taken anything. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear my camps here. And look, she could try and go for this. She can try and go for the drag. But it's going to be very difficult for her. It's going to be very difficult. Remember that first decision? Hey, I can't really take the drag. What can I do? I can go for a topside play. That's what Nidalee was thinking. Now she's going to go and try to do this drag. And you're going to see how it plays out for her. This is my pink ward, and my Syndra's defending it well with my Aphelios. Brand is zoning the enemy team. I get to clear my whole topside. All my topside is cleared. And now, I'm here to contest the enemy dragon with my team. They have any... Look, she hits it. I don't want to reveal that I'm here. So I'm just going to walk back as far as I can so the dragon doesn't actually aggro me. She doesn't know I'm there. I'm going to walk through here. This could be warded. This could be warded. So I pop my sweeper just in case. And I know this is a unnumbered fight. It's me and the Syndra versus them 3. I think the Poppy is around here somewhere. I see Nidalee. Yeah, all 3 of them here. So I'm going to stay out of vision. Stay out of vision. I do not want to show myself here. Me showing lets the enemy have an informed decision on what to do next. So if they commit onto my Syndra, I have ulti. She has ulti. We can actually win this 1v3 or 2v3. We can actually win this. So all I have to do is be patient here. Sometimes in the game, you have to read how the flow of the game is going. If the enemy jungler is constantly fighting, you want to be very patient with how you select what plays you go for. And you don't want to overcommit. You don't want to overcommit to things that are not going to work. So here, I'm not going to show myself. This is actually very nice of the Syndra here. If she let the Nidalee jump onto her, she eased her away. If she let the Nidalee jump onto her, she would actually just straight up die. Because I'm right here. I'm right here. So if she jumps onto her, I actually Q auto E, and Syndra can Q E off of the stun of my Q, and just straight we'll one shot her. Look, I'm level 9, she's level 12. She pushes her away though. If this guy was 5 head, she would let her hit her, and let me Q onto her and then stun her, and we can chain CC and actually just kill her right away. And the reason why this would work is even if Poppy's here to stop it, I can just ult Poppy and then negate her CC. Look, this guy just randomly throws his ultimate. It's terrible. Now I can't do anything for 5 seconds because I expended my Q. Very unfortunate, but my brand is here now, and now it's a 3v3. Oh, see, Syndra didn't need to flash here. She was kind of scared, but she needs to know. She needs to just trust me. I find lately in my ranked games that people aren't trusting each other. They're not very trusting at all. And here I ult onto the Poppy, and it's not to actually kill the Poppy. I know my Syndra can kill the Poppy, so I leave the Poppy and actually go for the Draven here. If I can auto attack him, I know for a fact I can kill him. I yucked him, but I see Italy, so I Q back. And now we have complete control of this dragon. I decide to reset because my Syndra reset, but I actually didn't need to reset because she TP'd back. But I was a little too late to read that, so but it's okay. Now I bought my items, and now we're ready to contest this dragon. And see what I mean? It's very difficult. It was very difficult for Nidalee to make a play happen and then go for an objective, because I decided to actually counter her at any play that she could potentially make on the top side of the map, right? And now we can take the dragon for free, pretty much. Like I said, like, it's going to be very hard for her to contest it. My Theus does drop in the mid lane, but it's okay. Same thing. Typically, I would clear my bot side and then look to play for here, but the enemy's Nidalee's camps are up, so my number one priority is going to be setting her behind. I'm taking her camps. There's a fight breaking out over here. I'm walking to see if I can do anything. I flash onto this guy. He's really low. I see the Gnosis here, so I'm thinking maybe he can kill the Poppy. It doesn't quite work out, but we assert pressure, and now I'm just going to go for the objective here. The original idea was to go for my camps and then do the objective, but since my team was here, I'm going to utilize my cooldowns in a way that's actually going to secure me another objective. See, it's actually good I use my cooldowns here because I have a lot of downtime right now. Enemies are dead. I'm not going to be fighting anyone for a while. I'm going to do this objective and then go back to my camps, right? And that's the downtime of my ultimate. Like, using your resources in a way that's going to ensure that you're going to get more gold out of it is the best way you want to use it. Now, you don't want to hold on to your cooldowns too much and your ultis too much. You just need to make sure that you're selecting it in a way that's going to profit you in the future. Let's speed this up. Get that empowered recall. Now I have my core items. I'm super strong right now. Incredibly strong. I'm just gonna clear my boss side quadrant here. And we are playing for this this turret here. And the reason why we're playing on the bot side is because the Otacon is spawning very soon. It's spawning in 20 seconds. So we can play to push out this lane, play to push out mid lane, and then actually play to fight for the Otacon. My Aphelios dies in the mid lane, but that's okay. It's okay. We can still fight this. They're low. I'm coming up from behind. The Zoe actually comes straight into me. I get a Q at OE and she dies. That was a very interesting interaction right there. If you didn't catch that, I actually ulted the Quinn who was recalling. My ulti went on cooldown, as you can see here, but it pushed the Nidalee into my team. It's pretty interesting how that worked. So again, Q auto E, actually ult the Quinn, and the funny thing is, the timing of my ulti was perfect because the Poppy was trying to ult me away. So my ulti did like 3 things here. Negated Poppy CC. I tried to get onto the Quinn, but I didn't quite get that to work. But it pushed the Nidalee into my brand, stunning her, and now it's just a free kill. I actually popped my Q the second before Poppy engages her W, which is very, very clean. I get the auto attack and I start running towards the Poppy. I do not stay on targets I know for a fact are dead if I see the potential to go for another target. This is very important in playing champions that auto attack. Think your Udyr, think your Tryndamere, think your any auto attacking champion. Even the Quinn. Quinn is an auto attacking champion, and the Draven, or any EDC for that matter. A Wukong is another good one. All these champions where like you need to auto attack to deal your damage. If I know a champion is dead for sure, I'm gonna continuously deal as much damage as I can by following the next target, right? And that's gonna be the Hoppy. I step back to get the kill. I Q onto her, she flashes away. And right here I'm gonna drop the Herald. This turret's gonna die no matter what. And look at this. Now they're busy clearing the wave. I can actually go for this camp. And even though the Quinn is here, I'm stronger than her. She can try to fight me off this camp, but if she steps too close and uses her cooldowns, I can Q onto her and kill her. So she steps into me. So I do a point blank Q auto E. Bursts her for half her HP. And I take my camp. So she's backed away. She's out of the fight. We just got our mid tower. And now we can actually play for the Autocom. If you want your team to respond to getting objectives, I find the assist ping actually is not a good ping. The best ping to use is the on the way ping because it actually shows a direct line of where you're pathing to, and that reinforces the idea like, hey, maybe I should go with my jungler to do the objective. So if you're a jungler and you're having trouble with people following your plays, look to use the on the way ping. See, look, now all three of them start moving. Let's speed this up. This is uncontested. Pretty much there's nothing they can do to stop this. I reset, buy my items, getting back on the map. Now here, I'm not going to clear all of my jungle camps. There's no point to doing this. The game is so close to being over. We have such a lead. It'd be criminal to do my Krogs, my Raptors, my Wolves, and my Gromp. No, I'm just going to do my buff. I'm going to get my red buff. And I can quickly do my Raptors. But I'm not going to go for my Krogs. Unless I was planning to path topside, there's no point to doing my Krups. Tempo and being on time to places is way more important. So I come up Q here and just eat the guy. It's going to crit him with my Sundered Sky. So it's really, it's a fun little KS. I see the Zoe here. She's farming the wave. Very disrespectful. If I land Q, which I do, max range Q, Q auto E, right? I know a lot of people here would actually ulti this Zoe. Do not ulti. Do not do that. You don't know what she's gonna do. If she could ulti, or you could ulti, she could flash back here and in Fog of War. Now you're just stuck. You're just stuck. You're gonna be stuck over here, and there could potentially be people around this area, right? There is no one, luckily, but you don't want to do that. You want to hold your ulti as long as you can as Vi. Because you want to milk it. You want to milk it for as much as it's worth you can. And I have red buff. I can just slow her with my red buff. Funny thing with Zoe's, if they hit you with her bubble, it is not an instantaneous CC. You actually have time to cast your abilities and still deal damage. So in that time, instead of using my ulti here, I just use my Q. I use my next Q auto E and kill her. See, I could have Q auto ER. She probably would have gotten away that way. I mean, most likely not. But no, after I R, she'd probably flash right away, and then I wouldn't have any more gap close. And it's very important that you stay in range, especially when you're playing this W max style Vi. You want to make sure you stay in range. I Q the cannon there, setting up the Q for the Nasus, my big dog over here. And free dragon right here. Gnosis is pulling 3 people right now. Oh my god. He actually kills an early. He smacks him with his cane and kills her. And a 1v3, that's kind of insane. The game at this point is pretty much over. It's very simple to play this game out from here. But mainly this video is just to show you guys that you can still stabilize the game and not to panic when people invade you. Don't panic. If people invade you, look on the map. See what other possibilities you can do. Sometimes you'll get invaded here and you can't even go here. You can't even go to the side of the map. Because if you go here, you're gonna get collapsed on by the bot lane, the enemy bot lane. However, I started on the Raptors. The Raptor camp is a much safer camp to go for, because the bot lane to actually contest you is gonna have to go all the way over here, and your mid laner is gonna see that you're doing this Raptor camp. If the enemy mid laner starts coming to contest you off of this, I mean, that's going to be really annoying, but you could take the 2v1, most likely smite this camp, get level 2, and then your mid laner can fight with you on the level 2 camp. So your mid laner can actually fight with you on this level 2 camp, right? And it's also nice that my Syndra actually got the push on the minion wave, getting her level 2. So if that were to occur, like, it'd be level 1, level 2 versus, or level 2 versus level 1. So we would just win that and she would die. And that's it. Classical kill out.